So I guess there are no questions. Let's move ahead then. Okay. Now, when you need to, achieve the CIA, okay, there's something called a cybersecurity framework, which actually works for the information security, okay, which actually works for the overall security of the organization. Okay, no matter only the information security or the other part of it. Okay, the organization comprises of many things, not only the information, right? So physical devices are there, physical infrastructure is there, physical risks can be there, right? So we need to protect the information, we need to protect the organization from all, right? So the cybersecurity framework is defined by NIST, that is National Institute of Standards and Technology. Okay, they define 5 functions for it. Okay, the identification, first function is identify, protect, detect, respond, and recover. Okay, these are the 5 functions defined by NIST. Okay, when it comes to cybersecurity framework, anything that you have, okay, if you want to implement the information security within the organization, these are the 5 key functions that you need to follow. Okay, doesn't matter any type of standard, the ISO standards or PCI standards or FISMA or HIPAA or any type of other cybersecurity standards or guidelines you follow. Okay, these are the 5 functions will be there. Okay, and this is just the guidelines, this is just the framework. It is not the mandatory thing. But yes, when you do implement the information security management system, for example, within the organization, that information security management system will cover all these 5 things over there. Okay, the identification over here, or identify. Okay, we need to identify the risks onto the organization, onto the information. Okay, we need to identify all the threats. We need to identify what are the vulnerabilities do we have. Okay, we need to identify do we have any control or we need to procure some. Okay, or if we need to procure some, then what are those security controls? Okay, so we need to identify all of these things: the risk, the threat, the vulnerabilities, and the recommended controls. Okay, when we have the information about the risks, when we have the information about the threats, when we have the information about the vulnerabilities, and we have the information about the recommended security controls to mitigate the vulnerabilities, threats, and risks, then we need to implement them. Okay, implementing part is the protection of it. Okay, protection of the information security. Okay, protection of the information. Whatever the risks that we have evaluated in the identification phase, okay, whatever the threats were identified, or whatever the vulnerabilities were identified, we need to mitigate those things. We will mitigate them by implementing the security controls, the recommended security controls that we have identified in this phase only. Okay, once we mitigate, okay, that process is basically protection. Okay, we need to implement all the controls that we have identified over there. Okay, but as we all know that risks, or threats or vulnerabilities, we cannot say that we are 100% secure. Risks cannot be 0%. There is always a little bit of risk that remains, right? That remains, plus the controls that we have, the information security controls. Okay, any type of control, those controls can also be bypassed. Okay, so in the detection phase, we are going to put in some controls in order to what you can say, monitor. Okay, monitor the network traffic, monitor the infrastructure, that whether it is being attacked. Okay, because attackers job, see, this is our job. Okay, our role to identify, to protect. Okay, we will identify all the vulnerabilities, we will protect all the vulnerabilities, we will identify all the risks, we will mitigate all the risks, we will identify all the threats, we will mitigate them. by the controls. But the attacker's job is to identify the risks, to identify the vulnerabilities, okay, and to attack. They know that we have some controls over there. The job of the attacker is to bypass those controls and get the data, get the information out of the organization, okay, hack the information, right? That's attacker's job. So for that, we are going to detect, we are going to monitor each and everything within the organization, okay, every traffic, every incoming as well as outgoing traffic, so that we will be detecting any type of incident or any type of attack that is about to be there or that is there, okay. Once we detect, we know that how to respond to it, okay. Responding part is to make sure that the attackers will not be getting the information that they want, okay. We're going to what you can call counter attack, okay. That's responding over there, okay, where we need to identify the attacks over there, we need to contain the damage over there, okay. And then we need to, you know, analyze, we need to find out the root cause of the incident or the attack, and then we need to eradicate those root causes, okay. And at last we need to recover to the normal course of business, okay. Recover the systems, recover the infrastructure which is being attacked, detected over here, okay, being attacked, and then we need to recover from it. All right, these are the five uh, phases, you can say, five functions, you can say, okay, five steps, you can say, okay, of the cybersecurity framework. And in any type of infrastructure, any type of security standard or guideline, wherever you go, you will see these five phases in different terms. Okay, this detection, respond, and recover is a part of incident handling and response. Okay, these three: incident handling and response. Okay, protection part, identification and protection. In this, you will have the vulnerability management program. Okay, you will have the risk management program. You will have the threat management program. Okay, you will have the penetration testing program, security assessment program, audit program. Okay, all of these things will be done over here to identify and to protect. Detection, respond, and recover. This is basically the task of the SOC, if you might have heard of, Security Operations Center. Heard of it? Or CSIRT or CIRT, that is Computer Emergency Response Team, okay, Computer Security Incident Response Team, Computer Incident Response Team, or the Cyber Incident Response Team. Okay, these three are the part of that. All right, so this is the just the overview of these five phases, okay, of cybersecurity framework by NIST, that is National Institute of Standards and Technology. Okay, you just can go on to nist.gov, okay, or on Google you just need to type out NIST cybersecurity framework. That's it. Okay, you will get the whole document, a guide basically for this particular framework. Okay, in depth they are explaining, it is explained over there that what exactly are these five functions. Okay, what are the controls, what are the activities that you need to do for identification, what are the activities you need to do for protection, what are the activities you need to go for detection, respond, and recover respectively. Okay, all those things are available. Any questions, any confusion?
What was the SOC that standed for? Sorry.
Yeah, Security Operations Center. We'll be talking
Thank you.
about that in a short while. Yeah, yeah, it's okay. Okay.